So, dear students, today we will be dealing with the next group of pesticides, that is synthetic pyrethroids. So, yesterday we have seen about organophosphates. Earlier we have seen about organochlorines and carbamates. So, after organochlorines, organophosphates, and carbamates, then came the next group, that is synthetic pyrethroids. Actually, synthetic pyrethroids were discovered sometime in 60s, 70s, and all, and it became popular in 80s, 90s, and all. Still, synthetic pyrethroids are widely used in agriculture, veterinary, as well as household pest management. So it still has enormous use all over the world. And one aspect with respect to synthetic pyrethroids is its fast degradation properties. It doesn't persist at all in the environment. So that is one thing with respect to synthetic pyrethroids. So can you name a few synthetic pyrethroids? Cypermethrin, deltamethrin, tefluthrin. Yes, good. Okay. Phenvalrate, bifenthrin, yes, good. Resmethrin, okay, you have some idea about pyrethroids. Okay, so can you see the slideshow? Okay, fine. So among the first, with respect to synthetic pyrethroids, I will deal with what are the general properties of synthetic pyrethroids, what is the basic structure of a synthetic pyrethroid, and we will continue with different synthetic pyrethroid molecules. So as you all know, the synthetic pyrethroids are based on the natural molecule derived from chrysanthemum flowers, or now the scientific name of chrysanthemum is changed into tenacetum. So from years ago, people started taking extract from flowers of chrysanthemum, and that extract was used as very good in insecticide, especially for household pest management. But the major problem with the extracts available from the natural flowers was that it was highly unstable in the environment. It was photo unstable. That means it once it is used in outside in sunlight, it gets degraded quickly. So because of that, it was used mainly for household pest management, and all the natural compounds contained in the flowers of chrysanthemum, that compounds was called as pyrethrin. I think I told you when we discussed about botanical pesticides. And as these the natural molecules were unstable, photo unstable, scientists started working on to develop a product which is stable in the environment, and they succeeded in developing molecules which are stable, photostable molecules, and those molecules which are photostable and synthetic, those are called as pyrethroids. There are certain synthetic molecules which are photo unstable also. So all those molecules which are synthetic in nature, they are called as pyrethroids, while the molecules which are available from the natural flowers of Tenacetum cinereifolium, they are called as pyrethrins, but they are photo unstable. The scientists first started synthesizing the synthetic molecules of based on pyrethrin. The first few molecules were also photo unstable. Later on, they started developing molecules which are photostable molecules. So all the synthetic ones are called as pyrethroids. Oh, no, all synthetic pyrethroids, yes. And basically, a pyrethrin or a pyrethroid, whatever it may be, this pyrethrin as well as pyrethroids are mostly esters of an acid and an alcohol. Yes, actually, esters, if you remember your science classes in 8th, 9th, 10th and all, you might be remembering as ester bond. And in an ester bond, invariably it is formed by an acid reaction of an acid and an alcohol. So whatever it may be, pyrethrins or pyrethroids, the natural pyrethrin or the synthetic pyrethroids, bo- both consist of an ester bond formed by an acid and an alcohol. But nowadays there is a one molecule which doesn't have an ester bond that we will discuss at the end. So this acid and alcohol, if you see, look into the natural pyrethrins, we can see that this pyrethrin consists of two kinds of acid. One is chrysanthemic acid and the second one is pyretric acid. So I will repeat it again. In natural, pyrethrin consists of two kinds of acids. What that is? One is chrysanthemic acid and pyretric acid. And it reacts with three kinds of alcohols, namely pyrethrilone, cinnarolone, and jasmolone. So we have two kinds of acids, chrysanthemic acid and pyretric acid, and we have three kinds of alcohol, that is pyrethrilone, cinnarolone, and jasmolone. So if we have two kinds of acids and three kinds of alcohol, how many kinds of natural pyrethrin esters can be formed? We have two acid molecules and three alcohol molecules. So how many molecules with ester bonds can be formed with two acids and three alcohols? Six. Yes, everyone six. Yes, so we can have six kinds of pyrethrin molecule. So usually we have six kind of pyrethrin molecules, and these pyrethrin molecules are named as pyrethrin 1 and 2, cynarin 1 and 2, and jasmolin 1 and 2. You will see it come to it one by one. So first I will show the structure of pyretric acid and chrysanthemic acid. So this is the basic structure of pyretric acid and chrysanthemic acid. I will show you how to draw this structure. It is don't think it is very difficult. I will first draw the structure of chrysanthemic acid over here. So it will be like this. See, this is the structure of chrysanthemic acid. Here, this position, this free end we will have CH3, this free end we will have a CH3, this free end we will have a CH3, here we will have a CH3. So this is how a chrysanthemic acid looks like. In case of pyretric acid, here I will draw it again. So this will be pyretric acid. So the basic structure, the chrysanthemic acid has the basic structure. Pyretric acid has a CH2CO molecule attached to one side chain. So this is how the pyretric acid and chrysanthemic acid structure looks like. This pyretric acid and chrysanthemic acid reacts with the alcohol molecules. These alcohol molecules have a general structure, this one. I will draw that structure. See the alcohol OH over here. Here we have a CH3. Here it will be side chain. And here we have a keto group. And here it will be depicted as R because this is where the difference lies. So the basic structure is here. So if you see the earlier one, here we have the acid moiety. See this. This COOH, both these COH, this chrysanthramic acid and this COH reacts with the OH group. So this is the alcohol, this is the acid, and this reacts to form the ester molecules, that is the natural pyrethrins. And in cinnarolone, jasmolone and pyrethrolone, the only difference is in this group, that is this R group. And how it differs, I will first draw the cinnarolone structure. So this is the alcohol, this is CH3, and this is the keto group, and here we have a side chain, and this structure will be like this, and here we have a double bond. So it will be here, it will be, that is what I have drawn it here. So here it will be CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. Hope you understand. Are you getting how it comes? Yes or no? How the side chain is formed? No? No response? See, this is the basic structure, and here I earlier depicted as R. That means the side chain can vary. So this side chain can be CH2. This is, I will change it. See here, oh, this is CH2. If you draw it like this, it is CH2, and this will be CH. Because see, remember, whenever we are drawing a linear structure in chemistry, we can easily depict it in this manner. Every joint, see this joint, see this one, see this one, and see this one. Every joint has a carbon molecule, carbon atom, and this carbon atom can form 4 bonds. CH4, usually we say methane, CH4. So here, this is one C over here, another C over here, another C over here, another C over here. So if we have one C over here, one carbon atom, one bonding will be over here, another will be over here. So there are 2 free radicals for carbon over here. So that free radical will be bonding with 2 hydrogen atoms. So that's why we call it a CH2. Another carbon will be bonding with this carbon over this pentane, this cyclic pentane ring, and another will be bonding with this one. So we have another carbon over here, and it has 2 bonding over to this carbon and another carbon, and instead of 2 hydrogen over here, we have a double bond. So we only have CH molecule over here. In the same manner, here we have CH molecule, and this is another tip of this side chain. And here we have carbon, but we have only one bond, so we have 3 hydrogen atoms. So that's how it is depicted. It is easy to depict over here. Otherwise, you can write it over here. Simply draw it over here. If in another way, you can write it as CH2 CH double bond CH CH3. I have depicted it in a simple diagrammatic representation. Here it will be CH2, here it will be CH, again it will be CH, again it will be CH3. So now you understood how we draw a side chain in alcohol moiety? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is how we draw a side chain. In the case of cinnarolone, it is like this. In the case of jasmolene, we have one carbon extra. So that will be like this, looking like this. The alcohol group. Then see, up to this it is this CH2, CH, CH. In cinnarolone it was CH3. Here we have another carbon atom attached, so it will be CH2, CH3. So that is jasmolone. In pyrothrolone it will be CH2, CH, double bond, CH, then again CH, CH2. Here because we have a double bond over here, so it will be CH, CH2. So this is cinnarolone, jasmolone, and pyrothrolone. I used to remember it in this one way. I will see the case of chrysanthemic acid and pyrothoric acid. If they see the alphabetical order, C comes first. So the basic structure is like this, and since C comes first, the length of the molecule is bit low. And if comes to pyrothoric acid, alphabetical order, it comes later. So we have a side chain added to it, CH3COO. So that's the way I used to remember chrysanthemic acid and pyrothoric acid. In the case of cinnarolone, jasmolone, and pyrothrolone, C, the shorter side chain is attached to the alphabetically C is comes first. So we have four carbon atoms, CH2, CH double bond, CH, CH3. In the case of jasmolone, J comes later. We have one more carbon atom attached, so it will be 5 carbon side chain, CH2, CH, double bond CH, CH2, CH3. And in the pyrothrolone, it is alphabetically after J, after only comes the P. So instead of adding another carbon atom, we will add a double bond to the existing 5 carbon side chain of jasmolone. So that's the way I remember. It is 4 carbon cinnarolone, it is 4 carbon jasmolone, one more carbon atom is attached, and in pyrothrolone we have a, it is a 5 carbon side chain, but at the end we have one double bond. The basic structure you can remember. So this is the way cinnarolone, jasmolone, and pyrothrolone looks like. And based on these acids and alcohol, based on these as acids and alcohol, we have this synthetic esters of pyrethrin. So it can be, I will show you how it looks like. So this is the basic structure of an acid. Here it was COOH, so it will be COOH will be like this. If you expand C double bond O, COOH. Yeah, if you remember, an ester bond is formed by joining by reacting between acid and alcohol, and during that reaction, a water molecule is removed. So one H from carboxyl group and one H from hydroxyl group will join together, and one react joins with one more oxygen atom, and it will form a water molecule. So COO, here comes the alcohol part, CH3, this keto group, here comes the side chain. So this is how the basic structure of a pyrethrin looks like. See, the COOH and OH reacts together and it forms a ester bond, COO group. So that is the ester bond. So this one, if we have CH3, COO, then it will be pyruthric acid, esters of pyruthric acid. And if it is like this, it will be esters of chrysanthemic acid. And I will try to draw the side chains over here. So it will be, I told you the first one is 4 carbon one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Between second and third we have a double bond. So which one it will be? It will be esters of which alcohol? Cinnarolone. Yes, cinnarolone. Yes, exactly. And if I am adding one more carbon atom, what it will be? Esters of jasmolone. Yes, good. If I am putting a double bond over here, so it will be esters of pyrrolidone. Good. Okay, fine. So I think now you understand. So this is how two kinds of acids and two kinds of alcohol forms six esters, six kinds of pyrethrin in the natural flowers of chrysanthemum or tenacity. So this is the general structure of this thing, and this is how it is formed. And one more thing, how it is named, each ester, how it is named. I told you this named after the alcohols. It's not named after the acids. So the ester, all the esters formed with chrysanthemic acid is having a suffix as, it will be suffixed as 1. And all the esters formed with pyruthric acid is suffixed with 2. I will repeat, all the esters formed with chrysanthemic acid, alphabetically it comes first C. So it will have a suffix of 1. You can see it is suffixed as 1. And the esters formed with pyruthric acid, it will be suffixed as 2. And if the alcohol is pyrothrolone, it will be named as pyrethrin 1 or 2. If the alcohol is uh, cinnarolone, it will be cinnarin 1 and 2. If the alcohol is jasmolone, it will be jasmolene 1 and 2. So I will ask you a few questions. The first one, if the alcohol is cinnarolone and if the acid is chrysanthemic acid, I will repeat, if the alcohol is cinnarolone and the acid is chrysanthemic acid, what will be the name of the cinnarin? Oh, before that. Okay, good. So I think you understand all those things. I will repeat one more thing. If the acid is pyruthric acid and if the alcohol is jasmolone, what will be the ester? Repeat. Acid is pyruthric acid. Yes, jasmolene. The alcohol is jasmolone, so it will be jasmolene too. So it's the same way. This is how, see, I am trying to tell the structures, chemical structures, because it is easy to understand what is the difference between these two. So this is the way you can arrange. One thing you can, I should have rearranged this table by giving cinnarin first, then jasmolene, then pyrethrin. Then it could have been easier for you to understand. I will rearrange it in the next class. Okay. So this is how the basic structure of a natural pyrethrin looks like. Now we will see what are the characters of a natural pyrethrin. All these pyrethrins together we call it as pyrethrum, the molecules. It is extremely safe. LD50 is 1500 milligram per kg. That's why still it is used for human pest management, this medical entomology purpose for mosquitoes, impregnation, etc. For still pyrethrum is used. In the major character with respect to a pyrethrum or any pyrethroid or pyrethrin is they have very immediate action. We call it as quick knockdown action. So that's why it is called as fast acting. So farmers are extremely convinced with the activity of pyrethrins or pyrethroids. Pyrethrins not used in agriculture. In agriculture, we normally use pyrethroids. Farmers are extremely convinced with the use of pyrethroids because once you spray a pyrethroid, after half an hour, you can see dead insects in the field. Whenever we go for in a rice field, usually in Kerala, farmers are highly obsessed with the spray of a pyrethroid, especially Lambda cyhalothrin, as the first two sprays of insecticide in a rice field. They will spray within 2 weeks after transplanting, and again after 2 weeks they will go for a second spray pyrethroids. So they say the advantage is that once you spray a pyrethroid in rice field, once you complete the spraying operation, and if you come and look into the first sprayed plot, you can see dead insects floating over the water surface. So that is extremely convincing to a farmer because they are seeing the quick results. But take the case of a diamide insecticide, you'll get the results after 3 days. We had an experience when in 2008-9, when flubendiamide was first introduced in Kerala market. We had a huge outbreak of leaf folder in one part of Malappuram district, and one of my friend was working there as agriculture officer, and he asked what pesticide should be sprayed. They have used OP, they have used synthetic pyrethroids and all. So I recommended the use of flubendiamide. At that time, Fame was the brand available, and agriculture officer recommended the farmer to go for the use of the flubendiamide spray, and he was not at all impressed by the size of the container. It was a very small container containing 10 ml of pesticide, and the agriculture officer was advising him to spray this 10 ml in 1 acre of area. He was not at all convinced because he used to spray about 20 ml of pesticide for a single spray tank. That means about for 10 liters, it was his usual practice to go for 20 or 30 ml of pesticide. And in that case, the agriculture officer is recommending him to use 1 ml per 10 liter. He was not at all convinced with the pesticide. And he was one more thing that problem the farmer faced was once he mixed with water, there was no smell for that spray fluid. And there was no color. Farmers were used to the easy formulation. So once we mix it water, it will have some milky color and it will be very offensive odor. So there is no odor, there is no color with this flubendiamide. So farmer was not at all convinced with the pesticide. So what the farmer did was, before spraying the pesticide, he mixed it with water, collected some leaf folder larvae from the field, and put the live larvae into the spray solution. And after 1 or 2 hours, he checked whether the larvae is dead or not. To his surprise, the larvae was still alive. So he was convinced that the agriculture officer, in association with the scientist from agriculture university, is cheating him by recommending a chemical which is not at all effective, and they are receiving some kickbacks from the pesticide company. So the farmers, convincing farmers, the companies, pesticide companies prefer, if not pesticide company, pesticide dealers prefer to mix any pesticide with synthetic pyrethroid. So whenever they are recommending diamide insecticide, they advise farmers to mix with any pyrethroid. They will give one bottle of pyrethroid and ask them to mix with the diamide and spray. So that within after spray, they will be farmers will be convinced that yes, it is effective. It has killed insects. The farmer doesn't know whether it is insect pest or a natural enemy. Whatever it may be, the insects are dead. So farmers are convinced the pest will be controlled by the new generation molecule. So the benefit of a pyrethroid is it is extremely fast acting. It causes immediate paralysis. So that's what the single terminology is quick knockdown action. But one basic disadvantage with pyrethrum is it is photo unstable. So it can't be used in agriculture. It can be used only in household. And another thing is it is extracted from a flower and it can't be cultivated in all parts. It is mainly produced in Kenya. So it requires a specific kind of climate weather parameters for its cultivation. So in India, I think it is grown somewhere in Kashmir and all. So the availability of raw material is low, hence it is extremely costly. Still, it is widely used in public health insect control because it is mammalian toxicity is extremely low. So this is with respect to pyrethrins and pyrethrum. And coming to synthetic pyrethroids. The synthetic pyrethroids, if you see the characters of synthetic pyrethroids, none of the synthetic pyrethroids are systemic in nature. All of them are contact poison and stomach poison. None of them has systemic property. So that is one character of synthetic pyrethroid. And another thing is it is required only in extremely small quantity. I told you organochlorines, and yesterday I told you in organochlorines we may require in the range of 2000 to 2500 gram active ingredient per hectare. For organophosphate, it got reduced to 500 to 1000 gram active ingredient per hectare. And in the case of synthetic pyrethroid, it still got reduced to 200 to 250 gram active ingredient per hectare. So the quantity required is low. I told you it has quick knockdown action. Another basic character with respect to synthetic pyrethroid is it easily decomposes in the environment. It doesn't persist at all. OP compounds yesterday once we discussed there are certain compounds which doesn't persist, but there are certain compounds which relatively persist in the environment. But synthetic pyrethroid, none of them persist in the environment. So these are the characters and advantages of synthetic pyrethroids. And pyrethroids can be classified into two. One is type 1 pyrethroid and type 2 pyrethroid. Only difference is that there is one cyano group in type 2 pyrethroid, while in type 1 pyrethroid it doesn't have any cyano group. I will show you where is that cyano group once we discuss it, each and every one. In the type 1 pyrethroids are mostly all the synthetic pyrethroid, allythrin, phenolphthalein, resmethrin, tetramethrin, permethrin and bifenthrin. In type 1 pyrethroid, type 2 pyrethroid, we also call it as alpha cyanopyrethroids. It consists of cyflothrin, cyhalothrin, cypermethrin, deltamethrin, phenvalerate, and phenpropatrin. And among these pyrethroids, we have the older pyrethroids such as allythrin, phenolphthalein, resmethrin, and tetramethrin. All are photolabile. These were synthesized. These were the first synthesized pyrethroid molecules, and all of them are photolabile. So it is not used in agriculture. And later we came photostable pyrethroids, and all of them are used in agriculture. So coming to the first one, allythrin. Allythrin is the first synthetic pyrethroid. So it is the structure is similar. Can you identify which acid is this? What is the acid? Chrysanthemic acid or pyruthric acid in allythrin? Hmm? Yes, it is chrysanthemic acid. Yes, it is chrysanthemic acid. And see, the alcohol part is almost except that only if you take the case of cinnarolone, except that it is here instead of 4 carbon atom we have 3, 1, 2 and 3. One carbon atom one is removed. That CH3 at the end was removed from cinnarolone. So that was a simple modification of a natural pyrethrin, and it was the first synthetic pyrethroid. Still, this alethrin is used in mosquito repellent coils and all. If you see your mosquito packages of mosquito repellents, you can see it will it have either pyrethrin or alethrin. Pyrethrin is the one, PRALLETHRA. Pyrethrin or alethrin is the one which is commonly used nowadays in mosquito repellent coils. You can check it. What is the content of it? Okay. So it is LD50 is extremely low. All the pyrethroids, mammalian toxicity is extremely low. LD50 is low. That is one basic feature with alethrin. So I think forgot to include in the advantage. You can note it down. The mammalian toxicity is low compared to all other pesticide molecules. So alethrin is the first synthetic pyrethroid still used in household for public health management. And next one is pyrethrin. Yes, it is included over here. Pyrethrin, it is mainly in now the vaporizers that we commonly use in our home contains pyrethrin. You check it, what is the content after just after the class in your home. You can see it is either alethrin or pyrethrin. The only difference is that instead of double bond, we have a triple bond from alethrin. The other structure remains the same. Here it is, the acid part is chrysanthemic acid. In alcohol part, one CH3 is removed, it is a 3-carbon one with at the end of the side chain we have a triple bond. In alethrin, it was double bond. The studying the evolution of development of synthetic pyrethroids is extremely wonderful. Scientists used to make slight changes in the structure and used to come out with different pesticide molecules. So here in alethrin, they removed one carbon atom, CH3 molecule, and in pyrethrin, they introduced one more double bond over here and made another molecule, pyrethrin. Then comes permethrin. The importance of permethrin is that it is the first photo-stable pyrethroid. So it is the first photo-stable pyrethroid. Earlier, the pyrethrin, alethrin, resmethrin, and all are photo unstable. Here it become photo-stable. What they did was they completely changed the alcohol part and introduced a phenoxyphenyl part side chain to the alcohol part. This is phenoxy. This one I will. What is? I will just a minute. This is phenoxyphenyl ring. See this over here. See here it is phenoxyphenyl ring. This is the acid part. One thing they have changed is they introduced two chlorine atoms in the acid part. Otherwise, the acid part is remaining the same. Just the difference is introduction of a two chlorine atom. But in alcohol part, the entire alcohol part was changed and introduced a phenoxyphenyl ring, and this made the pyrethroids photo stable. Still, permethrin is used in veterinary. I told you when we discussed about the characters of pyrethroids, it is used in agriculture, veterinary, public health management, everything. So it is still used for the treatment of veterinary pests like scabies and lice. For humans also, for it is used for head loss management as creams and lotions, shampoos and all. Permethrin is available. I think I had kept a picture of it. Sorry. I think for UG students, I have kept a picture of the compound containing permethrin. So if you have someone is having head loss problem, go to any pesticide shop and ask for any medicine for head loss treatment. There are several things, and one few brands are having permethrin still. I will show a photograph of it. I think I have a photograph of it. And it is used just like a shampoo. It's not the one which is commonly used. The commonly Medicare, Abhishek, it is not Medicare. Medicare doesn't contain pyrethroid. Earlier, Medicare was having pyrethroid, permethrin. But nowadays, they have gone to some organic compounds. It doesn't contain pyrethroid. Uh, I will just check in the net permethrin shampoo. One thing I will do is I will share my window. So can you see? Yes or no? Yes, can you see it over here? See how many molecules are there? All of them. This is for veterinary plasma lysine thing. Then this is the one. This is for dogs and all. So this is for humans. So this thing, it is readily available, and uh, people are using it. So permethrin. One more thing, it is for persons working in say battlefield, soldiers and all. They can't use mosquito repellent, mosquito vaporizers and all, because they may not have electricity in border areas and all. So what DRDO is doing is they will impregnate permethrin in their cloth itself. So it will act, the cloth itself will act as a mosquito repellent. And WHO for African countries, for resource poor African countries, what WHO, World Health Organization, do is they impregnate permethrin in mosquito nets, and they distribute, WHO distributes this permethrin impregnated mosquito nets to the African citizens. And if they use these mosquito nets, it will bring about the mortality of mosquitoes. So it has wide acceptance, wide use in household, public health, veterinary, pests, etc. In agriculture, it's not that widely used. It is widely used for human use because it is toxicity, mammalian toxicity is extremely low. Next one is tetramethrin. Tetramethrin, you see the acid part, it is nothing but the chrysanthemic acid, but the alcohol part is completely changed over here. See, N, this is one, this is a phenoxy group, the alcohol part is completely changed. It doesn't have any much toxicity to human beings. It is widely used for household pest management against cockroaches, ants, mosquitoes, wasps, etc. So that is tetramethrin. I haven't seen any tetramethrin molecule in Indian market. Coming to the next one, bifenthrin. Bifenthrin is one which is widely used in agriculture now. It is used especially for termite treatment. It is used as a termiticide. It can be drenched in soil. See the chlorine atom. If you remember yesterday's class, I told you in chlorpyrifos there are 3 chlorine atoms, and because of that it persists in the soil. Remember, we have 1 chlorine and 3 fluorine over here in bifenthrin. So it becomes it has more residual toxicity in soil, and hence it is used as a termite treatment, and it is has low solubility in water. The major trade name of bifenthrin is Talster. Here it is the acid part. The changes is very minimal. If you see the changes in the acid part, you can see in earlier in permethrin we have two chlorine atoms. Over here, instead of that, one chlorine and one CF3 group is attached. Here, alcohol part again, just like in permethrin, we have phenoxyphenyl group and all. Uh, Here we have this alcohol part is completely changed. That is bifenthrin. Then comes cypermethrin. The cypermethrin, the structure is similar to permethrin. We have two chlorine atom, again little change to the acid part, but in the alcohol part, we have phenoxyphenyl group. Alcohol part is completely changed. And see it over here. This is CN. This, if you couldn't get it, this is CN, cyno group, and this is why cypermethrin is grouped as type 2 pyrethroid. It is having a cyno group. We call it as alpha cyno group. So we have a cyno group in cypermethrin, and it has phenoxyphenyl ring replacing the alcohol part. So cypermethrin is an extremely potent chemical widely used in agriculture and for the management of veterinary pests. There for the last few weeks, in the last month itself, we are getting several WhatsApp forwards with respect to the use of pyrethroids in veterinary as a pyrethroids as a veterinary drug. Earlier, the people were concentrating more on the pesticide use in agriculture. They didn't knew that most of the things which we use for pest management in animals were also pesticides. Now environmentalists are solely recognizing it, and they're raising their voice against the use of pyrethroids in veterinary pest management. See, the LD50 is 3000 milligram per kg. It is available in several trade names. I have written only a few: Tata, Cyper, Simbush, Challenger, Ripcord. There are several trade names. If you see it, look into any pesticide shop, will have several trade names of cypermethrin. So here again, it is an alpha cyno group is there. So hence it is a type 2 pyrethroid. We have uh, little change to the acid group, but phenoxyphenyl ring is there in the alcohol part. It replaced the alcohol part. Then we have delta methrin. The structure of the delta methrin and cypermethrin is almost similar, except that in the acid part, instead of chlorine, we have two bromine atoms. So that is the only difference between, again, it is alpha cyanopyrethrin, pyrethroid, we have cyano group, and in the alcohol part, we have phenoxyphenyl side chain. Deltamethrin is an extremely potent insecticide. It is used in agriculture. It is recommended for use in storage pest management, and it is used in household pest management also. Now it is available in several trade names: Desis, Keotrin, etc. In Manuti, one more trade name, it is Taxis is available. And if you see the label, it is recommended as household pest management, pesticide for household pest management. So deltamethrin is widely used for household pest management. Nowadays, I used to recommend deltamethrin for the management of Mupli beetle. I think Abhishek may not be familiar with Mupli beetle. All other Kerala students will be familiar. Abhishek, have you seen Mupli beetle? A black colored beetle? Don't know. Okay. So Rahul, when you people return over to campus, show him a Mupli beetle. It's an extremely nuisance, causes extreme nuisance in households all over the state. It doesn't cause any damage to crop and all. It feeds on dried leaves and all, but it causes enormous nuisance to human beings. It is attracted to light and comes over to our homes. So for that, I used to recommend deltamethrin. So deltamethrin is very good for storage pest management, household pest management, and even in agriculture, it is recommended. It is trade names is Desis and Keotrin. One more thing, taxes I told you. Then comes beta cyflothrin. The structure of cypermethrin and beta cyflothrin is same, except that in the phenoxyphenyl ring we have a fluorine molecule. So hence it is beta cyflothrin. In beta cyflothrin, again it is in agriculture it is used. I haven't written agriculture, but there are certain recommendations in agriculture, in cotton and all. It is used for the management of household pest management such as houseflies, mosquitoes, and cockroaches. It is available in two trade names, Bulldog and Responsa. Bulldog is the one which was earlier available in 2000s and all. Beta cyflothrin was available in the trade name Bulldog, and another one is Responser. I haven't seen Responser, but in literature it is given. So again, it is an alpha cyano pyrethroid. We have a cyano group over here. It is a type 2 pyrethroid, similar to cypermethrin, except that we have a fluorine atom in the phenoxyphenyl ring. Coming to the next one, lambda cyhalothrin. In lambda cyhalothrin, the difference is that from cypermethrin molecule is that we have a CF3 over here. So if you study the structure of say cypermethrin, then delta methrin is and pretty easy. Only difference is chlorine is replaced with bromine. If you see beta cyclothrin, only thing is that cypermethrin, only difference phenoxyphenyl ring is having fluorine atom. And if you see lambda cyhalothrin, and the thing is that one chlorine atom is replaced with CF3. So that is lambda cyhalothrin, one of the most widely used pesticide in agriculture, especially in Kerala. Several trade names as the karate, kung fu, matador, etc. So these are the trade name. Karate is one of the most popular trade name of lambda cyhalothrin in Kerala. Coming to the next one, that is fenpropathrine. This is the only synthetic pyrethroid having acaricidal action. Usually, synthetic pyrethroids doesn't have acaricidal property, but fenpropathrine, it is having acaricidal property. So, if you see the structure over here, see now scientists started tweaking the acid part also. Alcohol part, again it is phenoxyphenyl part, then there is an acid part over here. Otherwise in acid part, if you draw the general structure of acid part, if say if you are drawing about chrysanthemic acid, uh, it used to be like this. See, it used to be like that, but see the structure over here. See the structure over here. This entire part is removed. So first scientists started working over the alcohol part, then slowly scientists started working over the acid part. So in fenpropathrine, they have the phenoxyphenyl ring is alcohol part, there is change, acid part also it is changed. The common trade name is meothrin. Meothrin is available in India. Meothrin is commonly available as trade name of fenpropathrine. And the next one is fenvalerate, one of the most widely used pesticide in agriculture. Everywhere in Kerala, if you go to any pesticide shop, we have fenvalerate. There are several trade names, multiple trade names are available. I have written only a few: Agrofen, Arfen, Tatafen, etc. And see the structure. Again, it is an alpha cyanopyrethroid, type 2 pyrethroid. The alcohol part remains the same as that of cypermethrin, delta methrin, beta cyflotin, etc. But see the acid part. Acid part is completely changed. So, fenvalerate, alcohol part is changed, acid part also they have changed, and scientists has come up with a potent pesticide molecule, that is fenvalerate. It has a chlorine atom, it has a benzene ring, then CH, CH, CH3, CH3. So then they slowly scientists started working on the acid part also. Then come ethofenprox. The importance of ethofenprox is uh, till now whatever we have discussed was all are esters. After seeing this structure, can you name, what is the bond between, see, this is the alcohol, this is the phenoxyphenyl ring, and this is the acid part, again acid, it is completely changed, and this is the bonding. So which is this bond? CH2O CH2. Ester is COO bond. If it is CH2O CH2 or any O bond is a, which is that bond? Either, yes, good. So it is a no, actually it is a, not an ester, it is an either. So ethophen prox, if you are asked which is the non-ester synthetic pyrethroid, we have only one molecule, that is ethophen prox. And see the LD50, 42,000, it's not a typographical error. The LD50, it is extremely, mammalian toxicity is extremely low. It is not used in Kerala, but widely used in other states. It's available in the trade name Tribon. Ethophen prox is available in the trade name Tribon. So again, alcohol part, acid part, and all along you are telling that pyrethroids are rested. They have tampered with the ester bond and converted it into an ether bond. And see how the pyrethroids evolved over time. This is what I have discussed over this entire class. First, scientists started working over with the alcohol part, and they introduced the phenoxyphenyl ring, and the first molecule was phenothrene. I haven't discussed about phenothrene, but the thing is that phenothrene was the first molecule with phenoxyphenyl uh, uh, ring, and then to that they started adding halogens. In permethrin they have added chlorine, so it became the next modification was addition of halogens to acid part. So we received a, photostable pyrethroid, that is permethrin. Then they started adding cyano group to alcohol part. Then we got delta methrin, cypermethrin, beta cyflothrin, etc., which have very high insecticidal property. Then they started substituting with acting on the acid part, that cyclopropane ring. This is the cyclopropane ring. I will show you. Yes. See, this is the propane one. This is cyclopropane ring. So this scientist started working with the acid part, the cyclopropane ring. So we got fenvalerate, fenpropathrine, etc. Then they started working on the ester bond and they replaced it with ether bond, and we got non-ester synthetic pyrethroid ethofenprox. So this is how chronologically synthetic pyrethroids evolved over time. I don't know whether I have shared paper of a scientist from Rothamsted research station in UK. His name is BPS Kambe, Bhupinder Kambe. He is an Indian Punjabi by origin. He is working in Rothamsted. This Rothamsted station pioneered in the development of synthetic pyrethroid. There was, I think, his name is Campbell or something. I forgot the name of that scientist. Before BPS Kambe, there was one scientist who was instrumental in developing several synthetic pyrethroids. And there is a review article of BPS Kambe wherein he has described how synthetic pyrethroids evolved over time. So if you check it one by one, see alithrin, pralitrin, there is not much change. Here, before permethrin comes the phenothrine part. I have not discussed about phenothrine, wherein the acid part there is no chlorine atoms, and all. Only thing is they have replaced the alcohol part with phenoxyphenyl. In permethrin, it came the introduction of halogens, that is chlorine, and coming to bifenthrin also, again they have changed the alcohol part and this halogens are added. Then comes cypermethrin. They started adding cyano group. Cypermethrin, delta methrin, beta cyflothrin, and all, it is the same. Then fenpropathrine, they started working with the acid part. They substituted the cyclopropane ring. In fenvalerate, the entire cyclopropane ring was changed, and ethofenprox, they changed the ester bond into either one. So this is with respect to synthetic pyrethroids. Hope you understood what is taught. Any doubt? Anything?